making things go right. Hey, I think so. Take it outside. Yeah. Welcome back, TTP. You know what it is? You know what the dealio is with me? I'm crying. I'm not a rapper, y'all. I can sing a little bit though, for real. I see you in the moonlight. I'm playing, but welcome back, TTP. This is a short little episode because it's literally been almost a month since I last posted because life has been lifing. Okay. But I did want to tap in with you guys real quick. If you guys know, my Barbie pool party networking event is coming up in 2 weeks. Hosted by me and Muji Magic Edibles, as well as a bunch of other lit people. And we have a couple performances coming through. It's gonna be lit. But for now, let's get right back into the movement, the mission, the purpose. Pew. And we're back. Hey guys, this one isn't really gonna be that long. Life has been lifing lately. I've been so out of the way, just working. I've been out of town, just been grinding. You guys know how every summer I'm getting more and more into the event networking space, like event planning, marketing, all that. Because you guys know I've been doing my own stuff for a while now, but I really just want to go full force because I have a lot of plans for this year and next year, especially after the summer. Everything I do now is building up for all the other plans that I have. So like I'm so focused in right now. But of course, when you're so focused in, that's when life wants to give you like the weirdest little curveballs, bro. I used to tell people that like my life literally some days feels, especially when I was younger. If you knew me, there's always something going on, and more often than not, it was not because I necessarily did anything. It's just it was usually always the people I had around with me. And for a long time, I was a lost ass kid because just looking for meaning in life where I didn't find it in my own home, looking for purpose, looking to belong somewhere. And honestly, guys, I got into a lot of situations that had me hurt learning things the hard way when I really didn't necessarily need to. But also God knows my heart and he knows how stubborn I am. So a lot of times especially when I was younger, before I really started to understand how things work and how my brain and how I work, and how other people just work in general as humans, for a long time I was like just always in something. And it was like it wasn't even that I was in something, there was always stuff around me. Does that make more sense? But now that I'm getting older, it's like I understand that everything that has happened, whether or not I liked how it happened, had to happen for a reason. God has definitely put me in a lot of situations. Some situations I chose to be there and he used it for my good, but there were a lot of situations where like it was just me looking for someone to fill a void in me that I was too scared to face, maybe. And I think a lot of times when we're looking to fill a void, we don't always double check, we don't always vet out whatever we're using to fill that void. For some people, it might be alcohol. For some people, it might be substance abuse. A lot of times, the core issue within situations like that, domestic freaking relationships, core issues usually, and it's not like to make a blanket statement because everyone has their own reasons as to why they're struggling with certain parts of their lives, right? But more often than not, it's a whole. It's something that we don't necessarily want to face ourselves, but we still hold on to, right? So a lot of times we can hold on to things that remind us, that make us, that feel familiar of our past, and things that we feel like we've grown from and we've grown out of, right? But not a lot of times, not a lot of times, but depending on the circumstance, we can make ourselves believe that we've healed from certain things, but when God brings in a situation to test us or show ourselves whether or not we really have healed, a lot of times we fail in going back to the same habits or the same decision making that we might have been beneficial in the times past. But learning how to grow and evolve and change is the whole point of us being on earth, right? So if we stay stuck in situations or friendships or relationships that either we are looking back on, you feel what I'm saying? Stuff that we've already moved from, or we're moving in the same energy of that. So we still continue to attract. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to say that, okay, let's say my people pleasing skills, right? It's one thing to say that, oh, I'm not just gonna say or be comfortable with being treated any type of way because I want to be around people and I want to feel accepted, or I want to feel like I have a community. I feel like one of the things I used to feel bad for, and it's something that I had to understand is instilled in me for a reason. One, being unhinged, and two, being ready to cut anyone off at a moment's notice. Now, how I've grown with those two things looks for me like this. When it comes to me being unhinged, a lot of times I feel like my self expression in the past was more unfiltered and raw, which is good in certain situations, but when it comes to situations that affect other people, there's a certain mindfulness and awareness that is needed to make decisions that are beneficial to everyone involved. And maybe that's not always the goal, and maybe that's not always possible. But first and foremost, my intent was always to reveal truth, or to bring some type of restoration within my own life that I feel was being taken from me. Because me, I'm the type of person, if you do stuff to me, like, more often than not, I won't really care. And it's not because, like, oh, like I'm so Gandhi. No. One, one. One thing about me I know for certain is God does not play about me. One thing I've seen, and it's not so much oh, God's just gonna strike everyone down that tries to play with me. No, it's it's a lesson, because I know who I am. I know how purely my intent is when it comes to how I move, especially with other people. I don't play about how I make people feel, because I know for so long in my life I got so used to people just doing what they want, not caring how it would make me feel. So learning from that, I never want to ever put anyone else in the same situation, you know? So a lot of times when it comes to things people do, when it comes to me, I might throw a little shade, but more often than not, once I feel like I've gotten something out of my system, I'll let it go. But when it comes to situations where I feel like someone is harming other people and I'm just one of the victims of it, I will never shut up. I will never shut up. If it when it comes to me, and I'm not like a person that just does shit to do shit. I never do anything unprovoked. And I'm just the type of person where I'm just like, if I do anything, I stand 10 toes on it because I have a justification for everything that I do. Doesn't make it okay. Doesn't make anything. Like, it just depends on what you value and what your principles are. What I might deem as okay, you might not deem as okay. What you might deem as okay, I might not deem as okay. You know what I'm saying? It's really just based on your belief system and your understanding. But one thing about me, I'm just such an open-minded person that I know it takes a lot to get me to that point, because I'm just like so chill. Because I understand people, I understand how pain can influence people and how quickly the devil uses people's pain against themselves. And for me, I'm not like a rah-rah type of individual. I will cut you off so quick, bro. When it comes to my safety, when it comes to my mental health, when it comes to my peace, when it comes to people I care about. If you know me, a lot of people like don't like that about me and might say things, but at the end of the day, I'm still standing where I am today because of everything that I've done and the actions that I've taken. So I'll never regret self-preservation. I'll never regret speaking up for myself and those that feel like they don't have a voice or feel like they're not in a position to use their voice. I'll never ever apologize for that. But I am a person that is very big on accountability, because learning from my own mistakes or learning from how I could have done things better allows me to continue to evolve and continue to be the person that I know that I can be. You know what I'm saying? It's not about evolving, isn't about doing things to get to a perfect version of yourself. It's about always being open to learn and try new things and new ways of doing things to see what best suits you in your life, but also how to transform and blossom into the version of yourself that you are meant to be in this earth when it comes to your purpose. And I'm a very purpose driven person. So when it comes to me being unhinged, everything that I do is for a reason. And I'm not the type of person that, I don't like gossip. I really hate gossip. I really hate how quickly things can be blown out of proportion because of stupid ass telephone. I feel like as grown adults, if there's a situation, if there's an issue, you should be able to address it head on. And I'm a type of person where I like to address issues head on, but I'm also very wise. I'm not going to waste my breath in a situation where I feel like I'm not going to be heard. If I feel like I've said something over and over in as many ways that I can, I'm not going to keep repeating myself. Because at a certain point, I have to accept that maybe that it's just you're not ready to understand or don't have simple comprehension skills, because that happens sometimes. But in other cases where it's just like you weren't meant to understand me, I'm learning that it's okay. Sometimes God will block certain people from, like, block them spiritually from being able to understand who I am, because they're never meant to have access to me like that. So from that, I'm just learning that whatever's happened in my past is my past. Whatever is my present, I'm focused on my present. I'm focused on where I can be, who I'm supposed to be, and where I'm going from here on out. Anything that has happened behind me, I no longer acknowledge. I acknowledge where I've been, who I've been, where I can do better, and I take from that and I grow. Outside of that, any connections that I used to be fond of, I'm grateful for the time spent. But when things are done, I'm the person to be like, it's done. I'm the type of person, like, I will be open to give chance after chance after chance. But I've learned through trial and error that that's not always what I'm supposed to do. There's situations where I'm supposed to be understanding. There are situations where God gives me the wisdom to see behind the scenes. But there are also situations where God hides from me because he knows I'm a curious person. And I don't need to be dipping my hand in anything that would harm me. So he protects me. So I hold strong and hold steady in my faith that he will always bring me through. He'll never put me in something he won't bring me through. And honestly, I can stand tall on everything that I do, because I know that, one, it's from a positive intention, and two, because I know who I allow to guide my steps. I know I don't make rash decisions. I can be a little temperamental, but I know who I am as a person, as a woman. I know how I care for people, and I know the things that I do. And I've learned to forgive them, for they know not what they do. but also never let them think that they can play with you. You know? It's like, give grace, give love, but also have self-respect, have boundaries. Love yourself enough to not allow yourself to go through situations that you don't deserve. Love yourself enough to know that even if you let go of something that you might be scared to let go of, that doesn't mean it won't be replaced with something better. God never removes anything He doesn't intend to replace with something better. So I'm maintaining my peace, maintaining my steez, and I'm being the woman God called me to be. Regardless of what people might think about my journey is meant to help those that God wants to bring to me. And everyone else, I hope you enjoy the show. But stay blessed. I love y'all. And go buy your tickets.